remote to pass through a state-of-the-art security system.
Welcome to Canobie Lake Park. This place has not really got a crazy amount of coasters on offer. It's got a Gerst, it's got a wood coaster, it's got a kiddie coaster. There's tons of rides here. I don't have much time. I only have about an hour and a half to 2 hours before I head to Maine to go to another park in this crazy 4-park day that I have planned. All right, let's hit the road. Anyone that knows Gerstallers knows, especially smaller ones, that they are capacity nightmares. So we're going straight to that ride, especially since there's a lot of camp kids here. The park has not opened. Figure I might as well give you a nice impression of the park before it opens, just for clarification. Ooh, a nice little sky ride. We'll definitely take advantage of that if we can. Probably take advantage of it right now if we could. We've got to get to Untamed. The park's Eurofighter. In fact, I've never been on one of these designs before. So it's the first time. Part of the reason why I'm here. Untamed.
We're up next.
Done with Untamed. 2 rides in a row. Great crew and staff. Really kind of banged out the trains despite it just being the start of the day. They're really getting them out fast. They're enthusiastic, they're positive, very friendly. The theming of this ride as well, I'm really impressed with. It's one of the best themed coasters I've seen in this region, and that's like the East Coast period. A very standard course for a Eurofighter on Untamed, but wow, the decorum is, like I said, impressive. So that really helps for the next portion of the ride, because after that loop, whoo, it gets really rough. That's where the pain starts, and yeah, it's fairly rattly. I've already got a little bit of a Gerst ache started, so I think 2 rides on it today is probably going to be enough for me. Didn't get the front, but that's fine. If time permits, maybe I'll come back and try it, because like I said, they're burning through the queue. No real issues, single rider. They identify me, and the girl actually recognized me from the second trip, so that's good operations. They're looking for people, they're getting them on the trains. High marks here at Canobie so far. Canobie. I'm never gonna call it the right name. All right, let's move on. To amusements and restrooms. I just love the old style terminology of amusements. I am already enjoying this park, even having only been here for a couple of minutes. Super friendly staff, a nice, small, family-owned park. Atmosphere, I'm not entirely sure. In fact, I don't think it is family-owned anymore. But you have all these events and props and all sorts of very creative stuff coming this fall. So this is definitely one of the new scare zones that they're going to be putting together. It looks like this place might be worth a visit during the hot season. Stay tuned. Canonball all done. That is one of the best classic woodies of over, say, 100 years old or in that generation I've ever been on. An old classic Philadelphia Toboggan Company wood coaster that actually got relocated from another park in Connecticut many years ago here. They rebuilt the lift hill. There's so much history to that ride. It's only 2,000 feet. It's 65 feet in height. But woo, for a 100-year-old coaster, that was among the smoothest wood coasters I've been on. No Titan track, barely any retracking. That was an excellent ride. Definitely enjoyed it. Wish I could go on it again. It's just not going to be enough time, but at least I got a backseat ride. So definitely, if you like classic wood coasters, that's a gem. It's a beautiful coaster. Looks the park. We're having a great time. There is only one credit left if I dare to even try to get on it here, which is the kid coaster. Park is getting a bit busy. But we've got the main credits now, so we can relax for a bit before I head off to my next destination down the road in Maine. We are now headed into Old Canobie Village, which is basically like their ghost town / Western village. This is a beautiful park. I will say I'm really impressed. I love the atmosphere. Operations were great. I will unfortunately say one thing about the operations on Yankee Canonball. Could have, compared to Untamed, I would say, yeah, there's some work, or there's some room for improvement on those operations, to say the least. Lots of chatting. There was only one train service. Yankee Canonball's operations weren't the best. You had one train in service, and because of that, with it being a very short train, it's only got 3 cars. Yeah, it made for a super long wait, like pretty much like 25 minutes, half an hour. It even says that they close the line early, so if you do come to this park, be sure to get in there before the park closes or that line closes. Yeah, they were just a little too chatty and just getting the trains out pretty slowly. So yeah, I wasn't really too much about that, considering that Untamed, the staff there were just like bang, let's get people on the trains. And you're talking like a similar capacity almost between the two. So considering Untamed has more trains on the track than, say, the single one on Yankee Canonball. So one minor little setback, but other than that, it's all good. We have the log flume in front of me, which looks quite busy. I would love to get on it. However, I also want to get on the ghost train, which is in this section too. So we'll see how long the line is. I don't think I'm going to have enough time to get on this log flume today, unfortunately. Yeah, it's a low capacity beast. So plan accordingly if you like log flumes like I do. Certainly looks like a nice one. It's not it's not really, it certainly looks like a nice log flume. The decorum could use maybe a little bit of a revamp. You should kind of see everybody on the course as you go through in different sections. But ooh, we got some speed on this ramp. It's got a speed ramp and everything. We're just going to do a tour of the park grounds now, and maybe I'll loop back to other attractions in case the lines lessen a bit after our tour. I don't anticipate I'll be able to get on the kiddie coaster, so this may be it, other than a nice sky ride that I saw on the other side of the park. But that's pretty much all I want to do here. You have your standard midway attractions. But like I said, the decor here, they really have spent their time and money to make sure it's just right. And as you can see, it's done well. Just got off a dragon here because the line was reasonable. So we got on it, was about allowed to ride it. And that actually might be one of the best dragon coasters, surfing, etc. that I've actually been on. Double helix, nice speed, 2 revolutions, a little bit of force, especially on that final helix. To the lateral G's are pretty intense. For a kids coaster, not so bad. So yeah, this park has some gems in it so far. And I'm kind of surprised that, you know, with an underwhelming coaster offering, it's actually still really something that you should come to if you're a coaster enthusiast, because it's worth it. Okay, just finished Turkish Twist there. It's definitely an older ride, so the cycle is kind of a little bit rickety because yeah, it sped up, floor dropped, and then it immediately slowed down. The floor went back up, but just like halfway, and then it slowed down. And then we had this weird thing where we had to go into the center while the floor raised, and then the door opened. I don't know. It's been a while since I've been on one of those rotors, so I don't necessarily recall if that's always been the procedure or if it's because the ride's aging a bit. That's just something that they have to do. But it was certainly refreshing to get on it. Very nostalgic. Excellent to see that this park still has it operating. And if you're a fan of old style carnival rides like that, then this is definitely your park to come to. Further to what I was saying earlier about Canobie being maybe a place you'd want to go to for haunt season, Screamfest. It certainly looks like they've put a lot of money into this haunt event, which means I may have to come back and try it sometime in the near future. A bit foolish of me to presume that a water ride on a very hot day like today would have no line. There's a fair bit of a line. Let's give you an idea of what this giant wave looks like. It's fairly well fitted out and nicely situated in the park next to the lake. I'm gonna save myself the worry of getting wet. Maybe we'll get on the log flume. We'll check on that later. We're gonna loop back through the park. There's a nice chairlift that we can get on, and then we'll go back to the other side. Maybe get on the dark ride, hopefully. And then that'll probably be the day here at Canobie Lake Park. Canobie Lake Park.
Our rules that we ask from you guys is to just stay seated for the entire duration of the cruise and keep any food or drink away. Other than that, just sit back, relax, and enjoy your ride.
So if you haven't figured out already, we are now on the Blue Heron Canobie Lake tour. I will never get it right. Reading the information on the signs coming in, we are in between the town of Salem and I want to say White Church, but I'm sure it's another location. This is only a 375 acre-ish lake. It also is about a mile wide at the center, surrounded by houses throughout. Really getting a sort of Nantucket feel here. Or if I'm going to talk about someplace closer to home, that would be very much a Muskoka or a Santa's Village-like environment.
Didn't expect that.
All done with our cruise. That was quite a nice little break from the ride action that we had. You saw the train go by. I'm kind of hoping I can get on that. We'll see. I'm actually on the other side of the park where there's a thrill ride that I definitely want to get on before I leave here. Nostalgic for those of you from my area of the planet will probably recognize this as something that we don't have available at Centerville in Toronto Islands, and I'm definitely looking forward to getting on it again because it's one of my favorite thrill ride concepts, at least an amalgam of, say, an old school ride with a new idea to keep it going through the years. You have no idea what I'm talking about, but you will in a second. All right, there we go. Yeah. We got to get on that. Looks like an exciting ride. And we've arrived. The Psycho Drome. You probably get an idea of what's going on inside the Drome. At least I think I do. It's a scrambler inside a building with lightning effects. It has a long line, however. Uh-oh. Welcome to the Psychodrome. I'll let you know all about it once we get off. Just finished Psychodrome. Got to give a shout out to the ride op there. Probably the most impressive ride op I've ever seen. Running the entire ride on their own. Really getting people in and out. Great humor, enthusiasm, great look as well. Yeah, definitely probably one of the best ride ops I've ever seen in the world. So shout out if you're watching, because yeah, good job. I also just came off of the Caterpillar, which is an old-timey ride here. If you do like these old carnival rides that, you know, some of them like close to 100 years old, well, this is the park for you, because there's certainly a lot of them, and it's definitely, they're well maintained and run. It's got a very cool old-timey feel to this place. I love the fact that it still has its dance hall, and it's I think it's a roller derby rink as well that's converted into the haunted attraction that I walked by earlier. Yeah, this park is the package. It's a little expensive, $59, but at the end of the day, you're gonna spend a whole day here. It's perfect for the kids. The lines are reasonable. You'll max out at like a half an hour at most. Good time. All right, we're gonna do a little chair ride, and then I think we're done for the day here. I'm gonna go off to Maine. I got kind of a crazy day. There's thunderstorms coming later in the day, so I'm gonna try to get in as much as I can before hitting the road. You'll notice that most of these chairs stop intermittently, and as we go we'll notice it, because if you are from ski country, you know how to get onto a chairlift. If you're not, then you won't be able to prevent the ride from stopping. Looks like I got a couple of skiers behind me though. Selfie time. Actually, we're on a roll here. There was a bunch of stoppages before this happened though. Already at the halfway point. Can we get halfway without a stop? I think we can. I'm a little anxious because I I do want to get to the next park before this rainstorm comes in. Ooh, a casino. It's not a real casino though. It might have been at one point. Oh, we literally almost made it to halfway without stopping, but I knew that would happen. And now we're on the return, and we've stopped again. So no chance getting this return leg without a stop. I think you can get a good idea now of what I mean when I say how pretty this park is. It is quite something else. Is Canobie Lake Park. Finally got it right. I think I got it right. Now there are some other attractions here like Star Blaster behind me, which is a minor S&S shot tower, reminiscent of the one at Holiday World. It is wee. I haven't been on any of these wee ones yet, but unfortunately the line is a little too long for me to commit to it. And that is a wrap here from Canobie Park. Enthusiastic guys, or people going down this latest train on Yankee Canonball behind me. I'm gonna get a little coverage outside of the park, which is the only spot you can kind of get good shots of the roller coaster. But besides that, that's it from this park. I'm very glad that I committed the time and effort to come out here. It's been actually a really nice park. I could spend another couple of hours here to get even more rides in, but obviously I have somewhere else to do today. But if you ever are on the fence about whether or not to come to this park and maybe do it as a 2-for-2 with the destination that I'm headed to right now, or even something a little further, say Six Flags New England, it's definitely possible if you choose the right day and totally worth it. So that's a wrap. Thanks for dropping in, guys, and we'll see you at the next one.